Hujambo, how are you? This is Mwalimu Muthoni. Karibu sana to Learn Swahili for Beginners. Most welcome to Learn Swahili for Beginners. Jina langu ni Muthoni. My name is Muthoni. You can call me Mwalimu Muthoni. And in our lesson today, we will be talking about polite expressions in Swahili. Just some of them. If you're new here, welcome very much. And make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our broadcast, share, comment, and learn with us. All right, so from our last lesson, if you check out our last video, you'll realize that we were talking about greetings. That is why I started off by asking hujambo, and that is like asking, hi, how are you? You don't have an issue, remember? Yes, I hope you said si jambo, I am fine, or I don't have any issue. All right, so let's see what polite expressions are examples in English. One of them, please, sorry. What did I hear you say? Yes, excuse me. Another one. Yes, so these are the kind of things that we are going to be looking at today. Please stay tuned as we go through this, because we said Swahili speakers are very courteous people in their speech and in the manner that they conduct themselves. So you need to learn some polite expressions to make sure that you fit in well when you're conversing or interacting with locals or Swahili speakers. Beautiful. So, let me use my screen. I'm bringing up my board. Just give me a moment. I will be there so that we can look at some of these courtesy expressions or polite expressions in Kiswahili. I want to use my word to guide us so that we flow very well. Can you see my board already? I don't know if it's up on your side yet, but yes, what we're looking at is polite expressions. I hope now you're able to see what is on my screen. So we have the first one as please, please. So please, wait, I should drop this, and we do this, first you hear how it sounds without looking at the words. So we're starting off with please. So in Kiswahili we say tafadhali, tafadhali. I forgot to add that. If you want to address more people, or you hear someone say tafadhalini, it means that he or she is addressing more than two people, or two or more people, okay? Yes, so tafadhali, tafadhalini. All right. How do you say thank you in Kiswahili? This one is very popular. What did you say? Yes, asante, when you're addressing one person, okay? Asante. I know there are different ways of saying thank you in Kiswahili. We'll see the different ways, but let me just mention. One we just said is asante when addressing one person. Can you repeat that with me? Asante. When you say asanteni, you're addressing more than one person, okay? Asante, asanteni. The only difference is the number of people you're talking to or you're addressing. All right. Another way of saying thank you is to say shukran or shukrani. Shukran or shukrani. It's like saying thanks. Nashukuru. Nashukuru is I am grateful. Nashukuru. I am grateful or I am thankful. Ni nashukuru or nashukuru. Beautiful. So how do we say welcome? Remember in one of our videos, I think it's just from our last video, we did say that when you say hodi, you answer by saying welcome. Hodi is like knock knock. Like you're asking for permission to join people either in a building or in a gathering. So hodi, karibu. So karibu, you can use it in this sense, like after saying thank you, when someone tells you thank you, you can tell them karibu. Or karibu can also be used when you're welcoming someone, like you're welcoming them maybe to join you, or you're welcoming them to your home. You can say karibu. Okay, so those are two different angles to approach this from. So karibu when you're talking or addressing one person. If you're addressing more than one, what do you think we'd say? Aha, see it from this, we started with asante, asanteni. And now karibu, karibuni. So karibuni when you're addressing more than one person. Samahani. All right. Okay, let's go to the next one. The next one is excuse me. Excuse me. When you need to be excused, you say samahani. Samahani. You just say samahani. Yes. How do you say sorry? We say pole, pole, pole. If you're addressing one person. If it's more than one person, you'd say, poleni, poleni. Beautiful, you got it. Asante, asanteni, karibu, karibuni, pole, poleni. All right, don't forget we had already mentioned how to say excuse me, which is samahani. All right. Which other expression do we want to master? All right. Let me see. Okay. Most of the time we like saying I request or I ask kindly. So when we are asking for something in Kiswahili, we tend to use an expression that in itself communicates the politeness or the humbleness in the manner of asking for that what you need. So, naomba, ninaomba, or naomba. Ninaomba or naomba. Don't worry, they just mean the same thing. It's just that when native speakers are speaking, you'd hear like they swallow the first ni. Yeah, the most grammatical way is having it there. But for communication and conversation purposes, you will hear naomba a lot, right? It's like we're swallowing the ni. Naomba, ninaomba, naomba. Beautiful. Naomba is like saying, I ask politely, or I kindly ask, I request. So it's not like you're demanding, you're very respectful, you're very polite when you're asking for this particular thing. Say you're asking for water, or you've just made a request and you want them to know that you really are polite, or you're kindly asking for it, you simply add ninaomba, naomba, or you start off with ninaomba and then you make your request. All right, beautiful. It sounds interesting. So you can imagine how this language is sweet. Well, can you remember? I know you remember asante. We started off with tafadhali. Tafadhali or tafadhalini for please. Tafadhali, mostly when you're addressing one person. Tafadhalini when you're addressing more than one. And then we did look at asante, asanteni, shukran or shukrani. And there is one, nashukuru, ninashukuru or nashukuru. We also looked at samahani, we looked at pole, looked at poleni, and we looked at ninaomba. Now, let's look at see how it looks in written form. All right, and now I bring my screen up again. I hope, all right, loading. Let us see. Okay, beautiful. Here we go. So we were talking about tafadhali. This is how tafadhali looks like. Tafadhali in written form. That is please. And when I was talking about tafadhalini, this is how tafadhalini looks like. And we said this is when you're addressing more than one person. Okay? Yes, don't forget that. Tafadhalini is when you're addressing more than one person. Beautiful. Tafadhali, tafadhalini. Can you see that? Okay, I hope you do. And then now we have asante. This one is very simple. Asanteni. Yes, you can see there is asanteni when you're addressing two or more, literally like more than one person. Let us write. I know I mentioned something that is not here, but it's also used to say thank you in Kiswahili. So I did mention shukran, like thanks. Shukran, borrowed from Arabic. It's also spelled like this. This is not plural. Don't be mistaken. So it's just, the other way of spelling this. So shukran or shukrani. And wow, yes, I know I did mention ninashukuru. Ninashukuru, this is how ninashukuru looks like. Or you can say nashukuru. I hope you do remember when I said that in spoken language, most of the time you'll realize that natives do swallow this ni at the beginning. Doesn't bring any difference, just the same, exact same meaning. Okay. Now let's go to welcome. How do you say welcome? As in welcome, maybe welcome, like in the sense that welcome to class. Karibu darasani, welcome to class. Or, thank you. When someone tells you asante, you'll tell them karibu. So, karibu or karibuni when you're addressing more than one person. How do you say sorry? Pole, pole. To one person. To two or more, you'd say poleni. Okay? Two or more people, you'd say poleni. All right. Let us see. Yes, the last one is ninaomba. Ninaomba or naomba. So this is when you're making a request. So you just say ninaomba and then you go ahead and make your request, or you're asking in a polite manner. That is what it simply means. All right. Sounds easy, right? You need to arm yourself with some of these expressions. They are very powerful. You're talking to a native and you're maybe pleading with them, or you're asking for help, and you say this, tafadhali and asante. Oh my goodness. If you find yourself like you wronged someone, or you want to express your sympathies, you can use pole, sorry. Okay. And yes, I have remembered we also talked about, let me write it here, samahani. Samahani is the expression we use when we are saying excuse me. Excuse me. So samahani. There you go. So you can see it up here. Yes, had left it out. So very important. Good job. So now, I think we should do what? Let us look at this. Let's do a very short exercise to help us master this. So what do you remember? What do you remember? Let me add one more, just one more here. Would like you to tell me what is samahani. Yes, down there. All right, so we are starting off with this one. So how do you say please in Kiswahili? What is the word for please? Did I hear that right? Yes, you got it right. I think I heard you say tafadhali. Please, if you do have questions, please, or comments or anything you want to say or any suggestions you have on the topics that you would like us to look at in the future, leave your comment in the comment section. I'll make sure I go through each and every one of them. Also, help us share this video, like it, leave a comment, and let us learn and grow together. All right, so this is tafadhali. Yes, how to say please in Kiswahili. We did say when you're addressing many people, you can say tafadhalini, tafadhalini. Okay, yes, that is it. Okay. Let's see this. So when do you use asante and when do you use asanteni? And what do they mean? Yes, this is the expression for thank you. You got it right. And when do we use asante? Correct. When we are talking or addressing one person. Asanteni, when we are talking to more than one person. Beautiful. Okay. How do you say welcome? Pardon me, samahani sana. Samahani sana. So I want to correct this. So this is welcome. And it's when you're addressing more than one person. Can you see it's in plural? So welcome, how do you say welcome? Every time I'm starting off a video or a broadcast, I usually say karibu. Yes, so karibu to you as an individual. Karibuni, you, or like a number of you, more than one person. So yes, you got that. So this is karibuni. Karibuni. Do not forget this. Do not forget. When someone tells you thank you, tell them karibu. If it's many people, you can tell them karibuni. Okay. Or when you're welcoming people, you can just tell them, karibuni, come in, or karibuni, you're welcome, sit down. Yes. All right, we have poleni here. What is poleni? Yes, this is the expression for sorry. When we are talking to more than one person, remember? Poleni, you can use it when you're expressing your sympathies or someone is hurting and you want to console them or condole them, you can just say poleni. Poleni, it's more than one person. How do we say? We say sorry to one person. Beautiful. Pole. And on to the next one. Ninaomba. What do you think naomba is? This ninaomba here. What do you think it is? Do you remember? Yes. We use it when we are making requests. You don't go around dictating or commanding people around or ordering people around. So you want to make sure that your requests are well received. So say ninaomba or tafadhali is another magic word when you're making requests. So if you're not using naomba, make sure you're saying tafadhali. Okay? Yes. Or you could use both. tafadhali naomba, or naomba tafadhali. Okay? All right, and then we have the last one here. Who did we say this one is? Samahani. Yes, samahani is the expression for excuse me. Yes. All right. So now, I hope you've learned something new. What expressions can you remember of it so far? I know you do remember asante. What else do you remember? Do you remember karibu? Do you remember karibuni? Do you remember how to say please, tafadhali? And how do you make your requests in a polite manner? You start off, or you use the expression now, the word naomba. What else did we learn? We did see how to say sorry. Poleni and pole. Poleni when it's more than one person. Pole when it's just an individual. All right. This brings us to the end of this lesson today. I hope you've enjoyed. You can review it over and over until you master these expressions. They are very useful and helpful when you're interacting with locals or native Swahili speakers. Asanteni sana, or asante sana for watching. Make sure to share this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't, leave us your likes and comments, and see you next Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard for another interesting lesson. My name is Muthoni. Jina langu ni Muthoni. Kwaheri.